Hello everyone and welcome back for another episode of Diablo 3. In the last episode we got ourselves an Obsidian Ring of the Zodiac, which is great. We failed to roll a socket into it, which is less great. But we're making good progress. We're running at Torment 10 at the moment. We're working on grabbing legendary gems, rounding out our collection of those, and at the same time getting some Garrigan levels and slightly better equipment. And with this new Obsidian Ring of the Zodiac, it's going to increase the opportunity for activating our allies, just reducing the cooldown on everything. I'm pretty certain the allies don't trigger it themselves, but we do, and given we're in the middle of everything fighting, that's definitely going to be worthwhile for us. The more cooldown reduction we can get, the better. Also, with something like Epiphany, which only has a 16-second cooldown, being able to reduce that even further will make a significant difference to the potential uptime. Now we do need to make sure that we keep attacking, otherwise we lose our damage reduction. You notice that our health just shot down massively there. That was because I hadn't attacked in over 5 seconds. So very important in the grand scheme of things. It's like if you don't do this, you're going to die. So overall things... Oh, there was a shield pylon right there, which I hadn't even spotted because I was so focused on the fight. So yeah, the fighting itself is a bit more hectic, but I'm pushing as fast as I can with this, rather than just sitting back and taking it easy. I wonder if it's possible for the Obsidian Ring of the Zodiac to trigger more than once. I suspect it's got an internal cooldown, but like something like Cyclone Strike, where you're hitting multiple people. I do wonder. So we're doing everything that we can to reduce our cooldown with the Gogok, with this, with putting points into reduce cooldown, just to keep things moving quickly. We want the minimum amount of downtime on everything that we do. Geez, these guys are all dying, aren't they? Alright, that was a little bit dangerous. I popped an Epiphany in there. Sorry, Serenity, not Epiphany. Epiphany's the other one. Very different mechanics as well, because the cooldown doesn't wait until after it's all happened before it triggers. So you could potentially get the uptime a lot higher on that. Let's push on to the next area and we'll see what we can find here. We're keeping about double time, which is what we would expect. Let's once again keep our mantras going as well. Those extra resistances do make a difference. Think you're going to run away? Nope, I'm just going to Cyclone Strike you right back, mate. Shielding and Frozen Pulse. Right, let's get in over this side. And we'll see if we can keep them nice and close for this. Activate the allies! Pop, 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 pop. Yeah, we're not going to stay in the middle of that. Ah, quit it with the shielding already, mate. I just want you dead. I want you dead. There we go. Stabbed in the back. Channeling Pylon, great. That's going to reduce the cooldown in itself anyway. So it's just constant ally activation. With the Obsidian Ring of the Zodiac as well, we just pull the time between it down so much. That's going to be Rift Guardian in a second. It doesn't last for very long though, which is... Ooh, let's not be in the middle of that. Pay attention, 007. $99. Whoa. Crusader King. Well, he's already taking a beating. Takes extra damage when frozen because of that Bane of the Trap that we've got. Wow. Ring, bracer, polearm, chest, belt, and the Gem of Toxin. But we're going to carry on putting into Bane of the Trapped, because that's what we're pushing at the moment. We want to get out to 25 as quickly as possible.
I am returning to town.
And we'll hand that in with Auric. Right, let's get these ID'd. While they're IDing, I'm going to go and get myself a quick drink, so I'll be back in just a second. And we're back, and I'm fully refreshed. Right, so from that, we got Caesar's Memento. That's kind of cool. That'd be interesting to try and do a Tempest Rush build, maybe with the Cord of the Sherma. In fact, since we have the Cord of the Sherma there, let's put this across here. And Vigilance actually sounds very cool as well. We'll keep the different ancient weapons that we've got over here as options, but where was it? Tempest Rush gains the effect of the Tailwind rune. We'll put this across as well as a third option. Goldskin, don't really care that much about. Another Broken Promises and Gold Wrap. That's very funny. But that goes. Broken Promises is just going to get salvaged. As far as levels go, we have an absolute ton again. So we're going to put those in. And we're not done yet. We've still got another Greater of Keystone, but we do have that Gem of Toxin. We can't put that gem in just yet because we don't have the Death Breaths to re-roll this into a socket. So for the moment, we'll put it down just in case we end up dying or something else goes horribly wrong. But let's clear these out. Broken Promises is gone. Right, we still need a Convention of Elements. So we're going to keep talking to Kadala about rings.
Don't forget, luck always changes.
That is too expensive.
Yeah, that's pants even for a Leoric Signet. Okay. Just chuck that away. Okay, right, back into another rift. We'll empower this one again. We're doing all right on the money front. And obviously we're doing okay on the leveling front as well. It's a pretty good thing that we've got going on here at the moment. And if nothing else, I'm glad that we have that Obsidian Ring of the Zodiac for rebuilding the dashing strike charges. Once they've been fully rebuilt, sorry, to say it again, the Obsidian Ring of the Zodiac, when it triggers, it will look at anything that still has a cooldown remaining and assign the reduction to one of those things. So if you've got 3 things on cooldown, it will potentially be one of those 3. If you've only got 1 thing on cooldown, it will go into that. So once the dashing strike charges are back, we don't lose anything. We don't lose the efficiency of that. Which is a great thing. The pressers, of course, nasty, nasty, fire-breathing dudes. Definitely want them gone as quickly as possible. There we go. Ooh, and I see that power pylon. Can we get to it? Almost. By the time we get to it, everything's going to be dead though. There's some more blue packs. I'm liking the monster density in here. It's quite well structured, I would say, as far as rifts go. It's not going to be the fastest, but it's good enough. Well, we've got that power pylon. Let's try and get these guys gone. And once again, activating the allies as I get nice clusters together so that they get hit by more of those combined attacks. Whether it's the boulder rolling or the water waves crashing over them, it's all good. Right, that's not the way we want to go. What an interesting sewer area. It's very easy to fall into bad habits when playing a build like this, because you get spurts of needing like all the damage reduction ever and needing no damage reduction. So you'll notice I'm not putting on my mantra as often as I should. And I really should be keeping on top of that. I mean, really, that should be permanent uptime. Now, I don't use any auto keybinds or macros or anything like that. I played the way that it was meant to be played. I just think it's a little bit rotten doing stuff like that. I don't mind like going for specific easy builds that don't require much button mashing, but I wouldn't engineer one that did need button mashing to not require button mashing. I think that would be a bit wrong. But that's the way I play. And if it's your kind of thing, then by all means go ahead. But ultimately, you're challenging yourself is what you're doing with things like this. And I do like the game to be a little bit of a challenge. Also, I find it a little bit more satisfying knowing that I've done things the way that they're supposed to be done. You know, it gives you that sense of achievement, a little bit of pride, perhaps. Wow, all the way up to 139. We are rocketing up those Garrigan levels. It won't be long before we hit 200, and then we're going to start on the next set of assignments. Right, speed pylon, we've still got a little bit of time left on it, but you can see the difference it makes on our allies and their killing power. Very much so. Not to mention our own movement speed. I mean, I love the extra mobility it gives. Okay, we got some fallen slave lords wanting a beatdown. Well, actually, I'm sure they want to give us a beatdown, but... Whoa, that was close. Popped Serenity at just the right time there to avoid triggering a death. That's what it's there for, after all. All those Frozens slightly under the water. Didn't see them. And as they start popping, when the guy's swinging for that big hit, you know you don't want to get hit by that. All the damage reduction in the world doesn't help if you're just taking constant damage. And because life on hit comes from actually hitting mobs, if you're frozen, it's not going to work. It's really not. Right. All of them popped. Rift Guardian time. It's Hamelin again. And look at his health shooting down. Seven minutes 27 seconds, that's not bad. Shield, Enforcer, Shoulders, Helm. Right, let's get all of these. So Enforcer is the other thing that I was thinking of using for our pets. It's a flat increase on pet damage, which is great. Pets taking 90% less damage doesn't really matter that much, but them getting a flat boost in damage is very cool. Right, let's head back. Pound this in with Auric, and then we'll get these IDing. Okay, while they're IDing, we'll put all these levels in. 12 levels a time. Okay, so we got Weird Horde, meh. Dofio Energy Trap, meh. Storm Shield, meh. Spoilers of Zakara, no. Broken Crown. Well, it's good if you really want to be pushing for gems, but ultimately not that interested. We'll keep the Broken Crown. In fact, we'll keep all of these because we'll have at least all of those, because we will eventually be putting them in the cube, but we're not massively enamored with them. Okay, let's have a chat with Kadala. We're going to ask for some more rings. Disappointment. Lots of disappointment. We'll get them salvaged up. And then I think we'll run a regular rift because we need more Greater Rift Keystones. Well, there's a lot of rift running at the moment, but we are leveling up and getting better kit as we go. So it's not slowing us down in terms of gameplay. Let's stand out of all that frozen for a moment. Yeah. Not so keen on being locked in place. Oh my word, just stop it already. You guys are going to be the death of me. Kill the chicken, be done with it. Right, amulet. Oh, if that's the Traveler's Pledge. Yes! Brilliant. Alright, we'll put that on right now. Okay, so we're losing the Gogrok of Swiftness, but we are getting a huge damage increase and damage reduction. Depending on which way we're going with it. So that's going to significantly affect everything. We do want to put a socket in it as soon as possible. Probably more so than... Well, in fact, no, we'll keep going with the Obsidian Ring of the Zodiac. But we need sockets in both of them, which means we need Death's Breaths. Teleporter, knockback, plagued orbiter. Yeah, these guys can hit a bit hard, can't they? That's a bit of a shame. I activated my allies when they were up there, so they completely missed the party. Ooh. I see a pool of reflection. We'll get that. Just do some solid swinging. Let's activate the allies, get them in here, thin things out a little bit. All that experience. Wow, we've already run out of that pool of reflection. That's how much experience that was. Ooh. And even more levels. Yeah, I stand by what I said. It's not going to take long before we hit 200. Okay, that's most of them gone. This one on the end is not going to last much longer. Avenger, so he's comically giant at the moment. There we go. Couple more death breaths. More chances to put sockets in things. That's what I see them as. And of course, as we're hitting huge clusters of mobs like this, it's improving our damage. Let's pop Serenity for a second while we thin this out. by the stacks of the Way of 100 Fists that we've got going on. Even more Death Threats. Lovely. And we're going to actually need more jewels, I suspect. I think that's what's going to end up being the bottleneck if we get unlucky. Speed pylon just round the corner. Right, well, let's get that so our allies will be super fast, super damaging. And let's find something interesting to kill. Like these guys. Keep all the hits on him. Pop. Yeah, I do notice the difference without the extra dodge from the Golgok. But for the extra damage that we're doing, I'd say it's a worthwhile trade-off. That was not a bad run with a conduit. We're ready to move on to the next section, so we'll check that out. Let's hop on down. Hey, cool. The prison. Lots of damage. Let's not stand directly on that arcane beam. Pop Serenity rather than having to dodge it the other direction. Hello, Tetris. And yes, as I suspected before, we're going to have to repair our equipment. But we got 2 Greater Keystones out of that. We got a Fist Weapon. We got some more Death Breaths. We've got Souls. That's all good. Right, let's head back to town. We'll hand this in, do some IDing, prepare our stuff, and try and get a socket. That looks cool. That looks really cool. Yeah. Pretty funky. Right. So, sockets. Yes! Right, that's the first one. What are we going to re-roll on this? Probably the lighting skills deal more damage. Dexterity or vitality. Actually, we could re-roll the vitality. And just try and go for maximum damage on it. Come on, don't give me more vitality, give me a socket. I'm looking for a socket here. There we go. Took a while, but we got there in the end. Okay, so where's Shen? We want to remove that. So that can go back up there. And for the moment, we'll put the... Probably Bane of the Powerful, actually, just for the moment. In fact, we'll put Enforcer in. Bane of the Powerful requires us to kill an elite pack first, whereas that's just going to be a flat increase across the board. We'll probably get the other one in a moment. Right, let's put this across here, so that's ready for going into the cube. Golden Gorget of Leoric. You know what? You can have it. And we'll put that in there for you. Give you a little bit of a boost. I mean, we can do a lot to improve her equipment, certainly. In fact, we could even give her a weapon that summons things. What are you using? You're using the Zweihander. That's a little bit less damage, but if we do that... Hard to say. Hard to say. Zweihander we can salvage up, though. And we're going to talk to Kadala. Right, so we've got both of those. We still need rings. We need the Convention of Elements.
That's nice.
Not Creed's Flame. We don't have enough to do any upgrades. So Creed's Flame can just go in there. And we'll salvage up the rest. Okay, I think we've got enough time for one more rift. So let's hop on in. And we'll make it a good one. So we've got all the advantage of the Godbook of Swiftness and the Traveller's Pledge. So it's good progress. And we're probably going to notice that just in the way everything feels. Extra damage reduction. Extra damage depending on whether we're moving or not. And all 3 legendary gems. Although they may not be the ones that we end up going with full term. I don't know. I think Blood Frenzy is definitely the way we want to go. It's just what we end up replacing if we go for that. Because there's so many options. There's so many options. So many different combinations. Let's grab all of those. There's pretty good packs of monsters that we've got in here. Doesn't look like there's anything down that way, so let's hurry across to the other side. Is it just going to take us up? Yes, it is. Alright. Ooh, Speed Parliament. Crazy damage amounts. Just wash over them in one go. Yeah. Just standing in the middle of them all, just going dum 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 dum. This would go really well with another monk doing the exploding palm 7-sided strike one. And with both of them together, speed and channeling. Although we've run out of speed now, but very quickly get a fast run through. we've got to slow down a little bit now. Because we've lost the channeling pylon. Only a little bit though. Let's not stand directly in the middle. But I'd say that's gone pretty well. As far as beating down bad guys goes, that was nice and efficient. Alright, let's get all these purple orbs up. Oh, there's even more. Alright, down this way. Power pylon. Yeah, why settle for one pylon? Why pick favourites? There really is no need. Alright, we're not going to get to 100% in this bit, so let's just push on. These guys should do it. Arcane Enchanted, and of course the Orbiter. And Nightmarish. It's not a nice combination. Hello? Oh, Vile Bats, that's what it is. Bone Warlocks down here, and we're trying to fight things that don't really exist very well. Fist weapon, fist weapon, fist weapon, and the Teardrop of the Star Reaver. And a shield, but look at that. Big combination, big combination. Okay. We're going to carry on putting into Bane of the Traps because we still want that to be rank 25 as soon as possible. We also want to get this up to rank 25 for that cooldown reduction, but that's going to come later. Okay, let's get all of these ID'd and then we will wrap this show up. So Lidless Wall, Jawbreaker. Okay, we've already got Jawbreaker. It's in the cube. We're not using it at the moment though. Shenlongs, we've already got one. So we can actually just salvage this up because we need the Relentless Assault. There's no point in having the spare. And that's just a bit pants. So salvage, 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 salvage on everything. That, however, can go across, and we will put all of these points in up to 162. Right, repair, and gone, 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 gone. We will talk to Kadala one last time. I'd be tempted for two-handed mystery weapons. We're unlikely to get the one that we want. When it comes time to actually make Flying Dragon, we will manually upgrade. Rings is where our greatest chance of getting something worthwhile is. And even then it's not much chance. Not much chance. Right, well that is going to have to be it for this episode. So thank you very much for watching everyone. I do hope you are continuing to enjoy these. It's loads of fun for me as always. And I'm going to be carrying on throughout the rest of the season. If you are enjoying these videos, be sure to give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, you should do so. And you'll be told when I go live in the future. Or when the episodes get published, at least. Otherwise, I'll see you next time for another episode of Diablo 3. See you soon.